Well, a very good afternoon and welcome to the Tyumen Grand Slam 2016. It's the opening day of competition and it's the final block, all the medal matches here for you. We're going to start with the bronze medal match in the under 48 kilo category. Sabina Gilatsova of Russia faces teammate Anastasia Pavlenko. It'll be Gilatsova in the white judogi, Pavlenko in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Vladimir Nitka of the Czech Republic. Well, the Russians have done a really good job here by making sure that there are plenty of people in the crowd. It's not the biggest entry, but they've got a good number of people in here. And it should make for an interesting afternoon because there are Russians in every single one of the 7 finals, including an all-Russian final in the under 73 kilo category. We'll be bringing that to you later. But as I say, we're going to start with Gilatsova and Pavlenko. Here it is. As with all the head-to-heads with national teammates, there's always going to be that little bit of knowledge about your opponent that's over and above what you would get if you are facing a foreign opposition. Some of them are even from the same club, more or less the same country, so they know their opponents pretty well. Not sure if that's the case with Gilatsova or Pavlenko, but you can expect tight contests whenever there is that national head-to-head. All the gripping is difficult. They know each other well enough to try and negate strong grips and try and nullify anything that the opponent is going to attempt as far as scoring techniques are concerned. Gilatsova picked up a penalty for passivity there as she attacks again now and comes up with a score. Not necessarily her original intention, but she kept control and Pavlenko went onto her back. So it's Gilatsova who leads here with 2.5 minutes left to go. Trying to work the turnover now. Trying to keep the top half of the body secure while she looks to extract the leg. The right leg is trapped at the moment. And it's trapped up above the knee. She's going to try and push that left leg down and free the leg. Just the foot to come out now. Now she's got to make sure that she's still on top and in control. There's a chance to work on the arm. Whilst Pavlenko was busy working on the hold, lost control of the arm, and now it's Gilatsova to try and free the arm. Can't do that. Thinking about the hold again, looking to free the leg. Plenty of time given by the referee, and why not? It's all active, and there's just the foot to come out there. You can just see the foot is trapped now. But as long as she continues to show progress and look as though there's a chance of coming up with a winning technique, the referee will allow the action to continue. Right now she's defending against the arm lock. There'll be a couple of goes at this, and if unsuccessful, we'll stand them up. Trying to turn out of this, and it looks as though she has. So that was good work all round. Good defense from Pavlenka. There's the score, and that's the continuation. Coming off the left side instead of the right. She won't care about that. It's a Wazzari on the board. Yeah, good defense on the ground from Pavlenka in the end. Nice work from Gilatsova to put the pressure on, and above all of that, and overseeing all that action, there was a referee that allowed all of that action to continue. 40-odd seconds left to go. Gilatsova really ate up the clock during that Newaza exchange. Things looking good for the Russian in white judogi. As we come into half a minute left to go, and still pressing forward. Four Russians entered in each weight as the host nation. They're allowed to put 4 in each weight. It's not surprising that they should have a number in the final block. It wouldn't have been as many if the entry been higher, but given the proximity time-wise of the Olympic Games, it's not surprising that you haven't got that many here. Anyway, Gilatsova it is, who wins out with that single score of Wazzari. A nice looking effort from the young Russian as she overcomes her teammate Anastasia Pavlenka. So a first IJF Grand Prix or Grand Slam medal. It's a Grand Slam medal here in Tyumen. Let's look at some of the highlights from this one. Second bronze medal contest taking place on mat number 1, and it was Milica Nikolic who won out there. Just see the Serb fighter applying that shimiwaza, the strangle there. Neatly executed strangle it was too. Well, that brings us to the final of the under 48 kilo category. Tanaki Funa of Japan faces Natalia Kondratieva of Russia. They've gone head-to-head once before, and it was Tanaki who came out the winner there. Super World Ranking matchup here, 27 and 28. We shall see how this one turns out. Now, Kondratieva is, with the greatest of respect, at the back end of her career as a 30-year-old as she steps onto the mat, whereas Tanaki Fuda is still very much a youngster making her way. She was the junior world champion last year. Won the junior world championships. Let's see how she copes with the more experienced and probably physically more dominant and stronger Natalia Kondratieva. It'll be Tanaki in the white judogi, Kondratieva in blue. Not much in it with regard to height. Little Yoko Tomoenagi there, right-sided from Kondratieva. She'll have to be careful here, though, because Tanaki's pretty sharp on the ground, and Kondratieva was lucky to avoid falling into the Yosai Komi there. Could be a nice little battle here, because Kondratieva fancies herself on the ground. There are quite a few Russians in the under 48 kilo category who show prowess in Newaza, fighting on the ground, and Kondratieva is one of them, so she may like the idea or relish the idea of a bit of a battle with Tanaki in Newaza. Good series of pressure here. Tanaki threw really well earlier on. She's got some throwing skills. Almost coming up with a turnover here, Kondratieva. So nice to see. But as I mentioned earlier on, she's not afraid of giving it a go on the ground. Tanaki is going to have to end up having a pretty good defense. She uses that left hand low down towards the ankle on the trouser leg, just to force Kondratieva to work on the top half, and as a result of that, she's not able to execute the turnover. She's a brave little fighter, is Kondratieva. Again, she's in a little bit of danger there. Just manages to get the feet in the right position to keep Tanaki out. Tanaki attempting the Kamishio Gatami, the Osai Waza from the very top. But again, good defense from Kondratieva after what appeared to be a bit of a slip. Now here's a chance for Tanaki to attempt the turnover, which she does. The leg is trapped there, not just with her own leg, but she's got the right hand in there. That's going to make it a lot stronger. As long as she can keep that hand in, then she doesn't have to worry about having the top half trapped. Yeah, a good strong defence from Kondratieva. .40-odd seconds left to go. No score, no penalties picked up by this, but a very open contest. Attacking from both fighters. Can't really say that the fighters got the edge here. They both come up with attacks. And again, right-sided Yoko Tomoenagi from Kondratieva. She's just got to stay strong when she gives up that top position that Tanaki attempts the Kamishio Gatami from as a result of the missed technique. Needs to, if it fails, be able to turn off that a lot quicker, or do as she's done on the 3 occasions here, have a strong enough defense to keep Tanaki out. Last couple of seconds, and this one is going to go to golden score. Well, it's been a good contest. Both fighters attacking, positive. Neither fighter looked remotely like picking up any penalty. So a good effort from both the fighters here. And here's the golden score period. First one to come up with a score will win, or the first one to be penalised will lose. Left-sided effort there from Tanaki, but a good long way away. And then the Sutemiwaza again and again from Kondratieva. Twice she's looked to follow that up with the Kansetsu Waza. Tanaki was up to blocking both of those. Little left-sided Ippon Seonagi, a rolling effort there from Tanaki, but Kondratieva blocks that. And again, she's going to have to defend in the Waza. She's got the habit of grabbing the leg with the hand as well, which makes it very difficult. So a good strong defense from Kondratieva. We'll call Nato here again. Well, 54 seconds, almost a minute of golden score. Now Kondratieva just falling behind here a little bit, wants to get in at least one attack in this cycle. Doesn't want Tanaki to be first, because we've gone over a minute now without a serious attack from the Russian fighter, in danger of losing out here if she gives the advantage to Tanaki, and Tanaki goes again. Tanaki's just beginning to edge ahead, in my opinion, here. Just falling off the pace a little bit. If Tanaki's in first here, then this 2 minutes really, she's shown the more attacking judo. She's likely, again, it's not the strongest of attacks, but she's done enough there. Even if he doesn't score, chance for the Shimiwaza, that's what the crowd are looking at, but Tanaki is up to defending that. Fought off the attempted Shimiwaza, now a turnover. This looks a little bit better this time, and there's the Osai Komi. She's fought it off 4 or 5 times, but not this time round. Tanaki eventually catching Kondratieva with the earlier mentioned Kamishio Gatami. And that one is going to be enough for the young Japanese to take the gold medal here in Tyumen. That was a good effort by Kondratieva, make no mistake. Tanaki is one for the future for the Japanese, but that was a good effort from Natalia Kondratieva. Finishes second. Probably the best result. Grand Slam for Kondratieva. So, Tanaki Funa winning out there over Natalia Kondratieva. Said that was her best result. Well, she won a Grand Prix back in 2014. That's Kondratieva. So, a silver medal here in Tyumen is indeed a good result. But Tanaki Funa takes the gold. Let's have a look at some of the highlights. Right, coming up next, the bronze medal match in the under 60 kilo category. Sayan Kertek of Russia faces Ilgar Mushkiev of Azerbaijan. And it was Mushkiev who came in here today as the #1 seed. He came unstuck in the semi-final against Albert Ogazov of Russia. Vladimir Nutsubidze is the referee in the middle for this one. Mushkiev has to be favourite for this one. Not only did he come in here as the #1 seed, but just simply judo-wise, and he's just got that kind of quality. Kertek, slightly unknown quantity, but Mushkiev's going to have to work him out, and he's got 5 minutes in which to do it. Both fighters guilty of avoiding to take a grip there. Referee just indicating that. So Kertek and Mushkiev are penalised. Mushkiev comes across on the right-hand side to catch Kertek for Yuko. So single Yuko the lead for Mushkiev. The fighters picked up a penalty early on, and Kertek now has added to that by picking up a second with 3.5 minutes left to go. A little bit of Nashi was almost unsettled Mushkiev there. 3 minutes left to go. Yuko the lead for Mushkiev as Kertek tries to find a way past the Azeri's defence. Looking to go right-sided, perhaps with Ichimata, and then comes on the left side with a low Sanagi, but Mushkiev is up to defending that. He responds quickly and reacts well. Just moving off to his left a little bit and making the gap too big for Kertek to come up with a score. A little over 2.5 minutes left to go now. Mushkiev would like to see that clock running a little bit quicker. Only Yuko on the board. Just there's a little tap at the feet of Kertek, and the Russian has to defend. He turns away and goes onto his front, but they're quickly back up onto their feet, and Mushkiev with a strong grip on the left. That's going to trouble Kertek if he wants to come inside. Well, that strong grip has led to Kertek picking up a third penalty. Slightly clueless there as to what to do, although to be fair to him, fall into a strong grip. There's a great deal that he could have done. Waiting for Kertek to tidy his gi up, and then we're back underway now. Kertek's in danger here of picking up a fourth penalty. He's finding it very difficult to cope with Mushkiev's gripping skills. It's not the fact that Mushkiev is a physically strong fighter. He's technically very good, and he's closing down all the opportunities for Kertek to attack and making Kertek look a little bit passive and off the pace. Kertek catches Mushkiev with a blow to the face there accidentally. Mushkiev looked a little bit, well, not annoyed, but slightly frustrated. And that's it. And he hasn't done a great deal. He's slightly lost, actually, as Kertek, as to what to do. And as a result of that, he's going to pick up another penalty, and it'll be Mushkiev who will take this one. Ilgar Mushkiev of Azerbaijan came out with the single score of Yuko, and that was enough to get past Kertek. Well, we come now to the final of the under 60 kilo category. Albert Oguzov of Russia faces Oshima Yuma of Japan. It'll be Oguzov in the white judogi and Oshima in blue. Shima already gave us a hint of his quality when back in 2011 he won the Cadet World Championships, and from that time we've been keeping an eye on him. It's no surprise that at this kind of level we find in the final. Anna Maria Friedrich of Hungary is the referee in the middle for this one. So Oshima prepares himself for the final of the under 60 kilo category. And the Russians have already seen one loss to the Japanese. I don't want to see another one back to back, but I fear that Oshima is a favourite for this one. Oguzov will have to do something pretty special to get past the Japanese. He's quite a handful. Doesn't quite get into a good position there. That low left-sided Tsanagi, missing not only the top half, but more importantly, didn't get the feet turned. There's no chance of him even attempting to drive. The feet were in the wrong place and he didn't get the left arm bent and underneath into his opponent's armpit. Still looking to settle on a grip, both fighters. A little bit of a foot tap from Oshima, and then Oguzov joins in with the foot tap, but neither fighter really threatening with a foot sweep. Well, I mentioned that the fighters from the same country normally know the gripping strategy of their opponents really well. They are at the same club, regional, they train with them at national training centres. It's not quite the case when you've got fighters from different countries, but it doesn't take them long to work it out where their opponents want to grip and how to nullify them. The case here, neither fighter able to settle on a good strong grip to come up with anything, and as a result of that it's Oshima who picks up the penalty, just slightly off the pace there. Oguzov looking a little bit more threatening and almost coming up with a score. So it's Oshima with the single penalty against him, and now Oguzov does pick up a score for that last effort. I think about it, did the refereeing commission, and they decided they are going to give a score for that last effort. So with half the contest gone, it's Oguzov who leads by Yuko. A little under 2 minutes to go then. Oshima just threatening there with the... Oh, she was there. Well, let's hope that there wasn't any grabbing of the legs there. it's got that feel about it, hasn't it? The referee's called Mate almost in the middle of the exchange, and you wonder, oh, have they seen something that we didn't catch the first time round? Sometimes you need a replay to make sure that you haven't missed anything. Maybe there was some unintentional touching of the leg by someone's hand, but I can't imagine that there's anything else that they're looking at. That will probably be it. Shaping up to be a nice contest, but it is Ogazov who'd committed the leg grab, and they had a good long look at it, so when we see that on the replay, we'll know why. And he kind of shaped with his body, he knew that he'd committed an error. So when he turns his back on him, it seemed to be a leg grab. Anyway, we'll see it in the replay. Really unfortunate way to gift the contest to your opponent, but that's what's happened. Ogazov was leading by Yuko. What was the score? We're going to go one way and then the other, and down onto his side. Went Oshima. Oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, and he just puts his hand up, he realises immediately. Oh, that's really unfortunate. Right, we come now to the awarding ceremony in the under 48 kilo category. Let's go down to the far end of the competition hall and look at the lineup of the medal winners. Bronze medals go to Sabina Giladzova of Russia and to Milica Nikolic of Serbia. Silver medal goes to Natalia Kondratieva of Russia. Gold medal goes to Tanaki Funa of Japan. National anthem of Japan. It was Gilatsova and Nikolic who picked up bronze medals. Kondratieva took the silver and Tanaki the gold. Right, we come now to the under 52 kilo category. The bronze medal match that we're going to bring you is another Russian head-to-head. Igor Tashtimirova faces teammate Antonina Kriveskaya. It will be Tashtimirova in the white judogi and Krivskaya in blue. Gary Takamoto of the United States of America is the referee in the middle for this one. He hasn't got that far to go for his next competition. He'll be going down from the United States of America to Brazil to referee at the Olympic Games in Rio in a few weeks' time. Well, they have done well to get local clubs and a good group of interested judokas to come in and watch this Grand Slam on Saturday afternoon. We've got another day tomorrow as well. Got the heavier weights going on, but for the time being we're looking at a bronze medal contest in the under 52 kilo category. Tashtimirova in the white judogi and Krivskaya in blue. Just a little Kojigari from Tashtimirova bringing Krivskaya down onto a front, and the chance to work on the ground here. Just trying to tie up the arm and then look for the turnover, but it's gone now. Lost control and has only succeeded in bringing Krivskaya on top of her, so the referee decides that one is not going anywhere. He calls mate and stands them back up at first minute out of the way, and no score as yet. Tashtimirova losing contact with the hands there and again having to defend initially on the ground, and then it's Krivskaya who looks the more threatening before she gets turned. And now Tashtimirova has another go at turning her opponent over. It was a good effort there from Krivskaya. Managed to put the arm over onto one side and come up with an immediate attack. That's a good illustration of how to use that grip as soon as the arm goes over. They're simultaneous, or actually immediate. Not simultaneous, but an immediate attack. Inside the last 2 minutes, so I'm ticking away here. No scorers yet, and a nice positive action by both fighters. Nice and upright as well. Neither fighter showing any signs of being overly defensive. Want to be careful, hope not too much and get caught, but at the same time avoid picking up the penalty for being overly defensive. Tashtimirova got caught with having both hands on one side of the jacket momentarily, but it was Krivskaya who turned in and Kirivaskaya got caught there for ducking underneath, picked up that penalty. So single penalty against Kirivaskaya with a minute left to go. Now would be a good time for Kirivaskaya to come up with something. Last 40 seconds here. Not the strongest of efforts, I'm afraid. It's left her having to defend on the arm. Managed to fight off that attempt, but 20 odd seconds left to go. Haven't seen anything to suggest that Kirivaskaya is going to take this one now. Timirova should have enough, especially on the ground, to take this one. Igor Timirova of Russia does just enough to fight off the challenge of Antonia Kirivaskaya, her teammate. The bronze medal goes to Russia, but it's to Timirova. Well, let's see if they've got some highlights from this one. There was a second bronze medal on the adjoining mat. That was between Tina Sikic of Croatia and Anna Pashina of Russia. And it was Tina Sikic who continues to show improvement as she takes her first ever Grand Slam medal, or Grand Slam bronze medal here in Tyumen. Good luck to her. We come now to the final of the under 52 kilo category. Shishimi Ai of Japan faces Lia Rychova of Russia. Shishimi in the white judogi, Rychova in blue. And the referee in the middle for this one, another referee is going to be making his way down, not that far from his home. He'll be in Rio for the Olympics. Edison Minakawa, he's from Brazil, so he gets to referee at home in an Olympic Games. Good luck to him. There is Shishime. She had some lovely near-waza in the semi-final. And there is Julia Lichova. Third at the European Championships earlier this year. Really showed some nice signs in those European Championships of progress. Well, he's going to face the current Asian champion. So some success for both of these fighters in their continental championships, but Shishime coming out on top in Asia, and Lichova on the podium but in third place in Europe. So let's see how they get on this head-to-head. Little Ashiwaza attempted there by Shishime. She used that to good effect against the Russian earlier on, Kirivaskaya, and came up with some nice newaza, as I said, finish her opponent off on the ground. Lichova, for me, was getting stronger and stronger as last year went on, coming into this year as well. Looking really good, and she ended up by taking a bronze medal, as I say, at the European Championship. So she's shown some good form this year, and the whole shape of her judo, the look of her judo is much improved. This is a big test for her, however. Not just the prospect of a Grand Slam gold medal, but also the task of having to face a high-quality Japanese in the final. It was never easy. Shishime again looking to set things up with some ashiwaza, just unsettling Lichova for a moment there. This could be painful if Shishime takes this one. It'll be 3 in a row for the Japanese, and again, each time the finals come up, there's the Ashiwaza again, not quite down onto her side, so there's no score there. But each time the finals come up, there's a head-to-head between Japan and Russia. It just favours the Japanese. They've sent a good team here. It's by no means their strongest, but it's definitely good enough to cope with this level. There's Shishime again, working away on the left foot. A little stab at the Uchimata. I was talking to Neil Adams about that. Uchimata is someone that should know, one of his favourite techniques. The debate continues as to whether it's a leg technique or not. I've got no doubt there's a good example of it there. Shishime made that effort. I'll leave you at home to debate on that one. Single Shido picked up by Lichova. 30-odd seconds left to go. Shishime still attacking there, and this time on low on the left side. Still can't come up with a score. She doesn't suggest to me for a moment that she's put herself out here. Just done enough to nose ahead. And Ritzova it is, who really needs to come up with a score here. Definitely doesn't want to be on the ground and lose time down there. This is probably one last roll of the dice now for Rychova. That's it now. A single Judo picked up by Yulia Rychova of Russia was enough to separate the two at the end. Shishimi Ai of Japan doing enough to stay away from a Russian opponent, and it's Shishimi who takes the gold medal. Frustration for Yulia Rychova, but it's a Grand Slam silver medal and another notch, if you like, in the belt for Rychova, who still looks a good bet to me to take over from Natalia Kuzyutina as Russia's number one at under 52 kilos. We've got the awarding ceremony now for the men in the under 60 kilo category. Let's take a look at the lineup of the medal winners. Bronze medals go to Ilgar Mushkiev of Azerbaijan and to Davud Mamadzoy, also of Azerbaijan. Silver medal goes to Albert Oguzov of Russia. The gold medal goes to Oshima Yuma of Japan. Shame about the leg grab at the end, but it's unfortunate, gifting the gold medal to Oshima Yuma, and now the national anthem of Japan. Mushkiev and Mamadzoy were the bronze medal winners. Olgasov took the silver and Oshima the gold. Right, we come to the bronze medal matches in the under 66 kilo category, and one of the nicest fighters on the circuit, Denis Lavrentiev of Russia, faces Tateyama Sho of Japan. It's Lavrentiev in the white judogi, Tateyama in blue. It's the first time that these two have gone head to head. Referee in the middle for this one, Nashmat Bukmat. We were as guests a couple of weeks ago in Mongolia, put on a good show there. Well, Lavrentiev has always been second fiddle, to be honest, in the Russian team at under 66 kilos. They've had plenty of good fighters in that weight category, and Lavrentiev has always been playing catch up, I'm afraid. Got his hands full here, facing the junior world champion from 2011. I said it was a young Japanese team, and 2 years ago Tateyama was winning the junior world championships. Lavrentiev, however, he's stylish, he's a nice fighter, he's strong, he's physically strong. He may just cause Tateyama some problems. He had a few problems earlier on, did Tateyama, when he came up against Abdul Jalilov, and I think Abdul Jalilov proved a little bit too physically strong for him. However, Tateyama managed to overcome him. He then tumbled to Abe, his teammate, in the semi-final, which puts him down in this bronze medal contest. I'm not sure what it is about Tateyama, but his movement is not as fluid as it normally is. He's been better. I've seen him have better days. He just picked up a penalty there. It's Lavrentiev who is on the offensive. Tateyama there has got no real defense against that. It was a slip from Lavrentiev after he put the pressure on. It was a slip from the Russian that gave Tateyama the chance to come up with a counter, but all the pressure there was coming from Lavrentiev. Just needs to just take his time a little bit. What about the Sumigeishi? Missed out there. Well, the longer this goes on, the better it is for Lavrentiev. As I said, I think he's physically stronger than Tateyama. So Tateyama's movement isn't going to improve. The problem there, well, we saw it in the first attack from Lavrentiev. He was off balance and he gave up the attacking opportunity to Tateyama. He was lucky to get away the first time without giving up a score. He isn't as lucky this time round. Again, he was off balance, and Tateyama was able to take advantage of it and come up with the score. So Yuko is the lead for Tateyama with 2:20 odd left to go. There's plenty of time. It's just a question of how much Lavrentiev has had taken out of him, because I said the longer that it went on for, the better. But there was a point, and I think that's the 4-minute point. And it was up to that point, I think I'll put money on Lavrentiev. After that, I think Tateyama is going to come up with another score. Anyway, there's a single Yuko at the moment. And it's Tateyama who leads with 2 minutes, or just over 2 minutes, left to go. Lavrentiev, to me, appears now to be just catching his breath. And just coming up to that point where he's spent. It could be now that Tateyama will come into his own and score again. It was really a slip from Lavrentiev that Tateyama managed to capitalize on. Just get the feeling that Tateyama's got the tempo of the contest now. Tateyama picks up a penalty for stepping out. Well, it's the second penalty picked up by the Japanese, and they've had to wipe that off. A bit harsh, that one, Buko. So he's trying to come up with the Sutemi-waza there, but there isn't the power to hold him in a strong throwing position. And a little bit of pressure from Tateyama makes the effort collapse. So I think that 4-minute mark that I was talking about, well, that's well and truly past now. And Lavrentiev there showing that he hasn't got sufficient enough power left now to keep a good shape and finish off. When it wasn't a bad position, wasn't a bad position for the Sutemi-waza. He just couldn't keep the shape and finish off and complete the technique. 30-odd seconds left to go. There's a single Yuko for Tateyama. And again, Lavrentiev almost getting into a position, but then can't launch and he has to bail out. Now Tateyama's just going to defend against this one. He could pick up a penalty right away for overly defensive posture. The referee just put 2 hands out in front of him, clench his fists, put 2 hands out in front of him. There'll be a second penalty. He missed the giving of the penalty, but it's there on the board. Lavrentiev again shaping to get into an attacking position, but there's just a little bit of fight back from Tateyama, which collapses the effort from Lavrentiev before it really begins to take shape. The time ticks off the clock, and it's Tateyama show of Japan, who takes the bronze medal in the under 66 kilo category from a spirited, but in the end, slightly weaker effort from Lavrentiev than I'd have hoped for. As I say, I like him. He's one of the nicest fighters on the circuit. He's had a few injuries to keep him out, and he's had quite a number of top quality fighters in the under 66 kilo category to contend with in Russia, and that's kept him off the international circuit. But it's Tateyama show of Japan who wins his first ever medal at a Grand Slam. Nice little piece of Ashiwaza there from Tateyama. See, he wants to threaten him. Puts the right arm around the back and is thinking about going deep, but as the thought is going through Lavrentiev's mind, it's Tateyama who comes up with the score. 5th place finish for Lavrentiev, a bronze medal for Tateyama. We come now to the final of the under 66 kilo category. Abe Hihumi of Japan faces Anzawa Ardanov of Russia. It's Abe in the white judogi, Ardanov in blue. Well, who's going to stop the, not juggernaut, but who's going to stop the roll? The Japanese on a roll here. Vincent Drouet is the referee in the middle for this one. Gave us a nice example of handling a tricky refereeing situation early on. It calls for a degree of expertise, and Vincent Drouet demonstrated that very well. It was Shishime Ai who was the beneficiary of that nice piece of refereeing. Allowed for an extended piece of newaza that resulted in Shishimi coming up with a turnover and then the osaikomi. Abe in the white judogi, Ardanov in blue. It's another Japan-Russia head-to-head. Two of the strongest nations in judo. It's not surprising that you're seeing this number of straight head-to-heads between Russia and Japan. The Russians are at home and are allowed to put 4 in each weight category. So there's a good chance then, with numbers not being big, that you're going to find a Russian later on and in the final. And the Japanese have sent a very, very good young team. Mark Pickering, the IJF media manager, was saying that this is a team for the future. Well, that may very well be the case, but I think the Russians are probably feeling that this is the team for right now, as they're walking away with the gold medals here. And there's a very good chance that Abe will come out on top. Ardanov has got a huge task on his hands to defeat the 2014 Tokyo Grand Slam gold medalist. One of the youngest ever winners of the Tokyo Grand Slam. Ojigari, right-sided, almost catches Ardanov, but he manages to turn onto his front, and there's no score. One thing you can say about all of the contests up to this point, whether they have been bronze medal matches or finals, is they've been relatively penalty-free. Quite a number of contests have gone long into the contest before either fighter has picked up a penalty, and that's really nice as a spectator. Just leave the fighters to get on with it, unless there's a real need to dish out a penalty, and then just leave it up to them if it's at all possible. I'm absolutely certain that that's what the referee wants to do anyway. So have to get involved in dishing out penalties, and Ardanov keen to come up with grips, and when they do, they look positive enough. So it's a breaking off of that grip. I think that's what's going to happen here. Abe was not happy with that exchange and looked to avoid taking a grip, and he then picked up the penalty. 2 minutes left to go. Well, if Ardanov's clever here, 2 or 3 attacks, he needs to put in 2 or 3 and just slow Abe down a little bit, maybe get him the passivity penalty as well, but Abe's not having any of it. He's straight back on and throwing in the attacks. In fact, if he's not careful, it'll be Ardanov who picks up the penalty. Does like that Ojigari. He's turned that this time. Well, we will see that when the replay comes round, but it was Ojigari originally and turned away, and he came up with the Osoto Makikomi in the end. So Wazari the lead then for Abe with a little over half a minute left to go. Ardanov with a big task on his hands here. He's going to get to hear the Russian anthem. Last few seconds ticking off the clock. Yeah, and as time runs down, Wazari still the lead for Abe. No harm done there, picking up the second penalty as he just tries to stay away from Ardanov. He'll pick up a third one if he's not careful, but there's not a lot that can be done. Ardanov would have done exactly the same thing. Abe just staying away from Ardanov in those last 20 seconds, having thrown his opponent for Wazari, and it's Abe who ends up taking the gold medal in the under 66 kilo category. Ardanov of Russia has to settle for second place. Now, stadium announcers just confirming that was the second Grand Slam gold medal for Abe. Let's take a look at some of the highlights. The awarding ceremony for the women in the under 52 kilo category coming up next. Right, let's take a look at the medal winners then. Michael Vahoun, first of all, is presenting the medals to Iga Tashtimirova of Russia and to Tina Sikic of Croatia. Silver medal goes to Yulia Rychova of Russia. The gold medal goes to Shishimi Ai of Japan. Now the national anthem of Japan. Timirova and Sekic were the bronze medalists. Rychova was the gold, and Shishima just being squeezed there in that picture. Shishima took the gold medal. Two bronze medalists are pretty happy, aren't they? They know just how important those medals are. Right, coming up next, the bronze medal match in the under 57 kilo category. Natalia Golomidova of Russia faces teammate Alexandra Salikova. It'll be Golomidova in white and Salikova in blue. Friedrich Anna Maria is on the other mat. We've got Sławomir Kornacki, the referee in the middle for this one. In the background there, just checking his phone, the president of the European Judo Union, Sergei Soloveychik. He's always busy. Salnikova that we're having a look at there. And the white judogi Golomidova. Both fighters are guilty of just avoiding to take a grip there. And the referee just dishing out a penalty apiece in that first half a minute. Well, I mean, it's worth repeating here that the fighters are going to know each other well, because irrespective of the size of Russia, they get together quite often for training camps, and they will have worked out together. So nice Kojigaki there from Golomidova. Just trying to come up with the score there. Salnikova fought it off well. Well, Golomidov has just picked up the single Shido. Salnikova has collected 2, so the advantage at the moment with Golomidova. Doesn't look happy, does she, Salnikova? Just something about her not 100%. Almost got this air of being slightly annoyed at having to be on the mat. She'll pick up a penalty here for hanging on too long. She was lucky to get away with that. She really just hung in there for a little bit too long, in my opinion. Yeah, she does pick up a penalty. And it's the third one with 2 minutes left to go. It goes again. Golomidova just throws in that attack there. And she's going to go again. Just it's untidy. I mean, you've just been penalised for that once before. Why on earth would you go back and do exactly the same thing when you've got 3 Shidos on the board? That's poor. That was poor tactically from Salnikova, and she picks up a 4th penalty. Well, Natalia Golomidova is perfectly happy to pick up that medal. She has a wry smile on her face because she really didn't have to do a great deal. The frustration of Salnikova really led to 4 errors, and she should have offered something better than that. She'll be disappointed that Golomidova frustrated her with better gripping, and she ended up with a number of errors. Meanwhile, on the adjoining mat, there's a second bronze medal contest. Sofia Kristanova of Russia faces Jovana Rogic of Serbia, and it's Kristanova who's picked up the single Shido. There are 18 seconds left to go, and if Rogic can hang on here, she will take the bronze medal. So time running out for the Russian Kristanova. Rogic just shading a Russian opponent out there. Single Shido picked up by Kristanova, and it's Rogic who takes that bronze medal. Nikolic also picked up a bronze medal, so 2 bronze medals for Serbia. Good luck to them. I think they sent 2 athletes and they both come away with bronze medals, so a good result. We come now to the final of the under 57 kilo category. Yoshida Tsukasa of Japan faces Daria Mezhetskaya of Russia. It's Yoshida in the white judogi, Mezhetskaya in blue. Well, this is an interesting one here because Yoshida, at only 20, is already a 3-time Grand Slam gold medal winner. I'll go through the gold medals that she's won in a minute, but the reason that I say it's interesting, Gary Takamoto is a referee in the middle for this one, but the reason I say that it's interesting is because Mezhetskaya is a real little powerhouse at under 57 kilos. She was third at the Junior World Championships in 2014. We saw her there just destroying some of the opposition with really huge pickup techniques, or counter techniques anyway, beg your pardon, Uranagi in particular. So she's a compact, tough, powerful little fighter. And if Yoshida is not careful, then standing up, she could find herself on the back end of one of Mezhetskaya's Uranagi. Well, we'll see, because Yoshida is also adept at both Tachiwaza, standing up, and Neowaza. Well, nice little effort there from Yuchimata. Just threw the leg in there and just rattled Yoshida momentarily. It's when Yoshida comes in for her Uchimata that we'd like to see. Okay, she's on the wrong side there, but you can't get a hand on. Strong fighter, Mezhetskaya, I've already mentioned that. And she's just pushing down on the grips there, and that's what Gary Takamoto, the referee, has spotted there, and he dishes out a penalty. Yeah, she wasn't clever enough there. Mezhetskaya, the single Shido against one Tsunagi effort, low right-sided from Yoshida, but it's blocked easily by Mezhetskaya. There's the Uchimata, couldn't step off it, and she goes over for Rosari. Well, that was the threat. Was she going to be able to come up with a counter? Couldn't get off that one. She didn't have the base. Oh yeah, almost a little reworked Kataguruma there from Mezhetskaya. She's got some stuff about her. Slightly better if she can keep this now from Mezhetskaya. She just gets caught up in the feet there and almost goes over with a little bit of Ashiwaza. Yoshida's come across there once for that Uchimata and scored with it. Well, twice really. The first time round it wasn't much of an effort. But the second time when she came up with the score, Mezhetskaya hasn't been able to generate anything herself, but it's from her counters that she's most dangerous. And as I say, with Yoshida having only come across once, there's a chance of coming up with anything. Osai Komi An awkward looking Osaiwaza, but she is trapped. Well, really, she's had to tap out there. What we're really looking at is Kazuri Tatishiogatami. And Yoshida, we said that she was adept at both standing and the groundwork, and in that last exchange there, we saw Mezhatskaya falling to the Osaiwaza of Yoshida Tsukasa, who takes the gold medal in the under 57 kilo category. I did say that I'd mentioned the 3 gold medals that she'd won previously. Tyumen here last year, Tokyo last year, 2015, and Baku earlier this year. She now adds a 4th Grand Slam gold medal. That's a terrific effort from a 20-year-old. Amazing. Let's have a look at some of the highlights. We've got the awarding ceremony for men in the under 66 kilo category coming up now. And the bronze medals go to Tateyama Sho of Japan and to Yakub Shamilov of Russia. Silver medal goes to Anzoa Ardanov of Russia. And the gold medal goes to Abe Hifumi of Japan. Now the national anthem of Japan. Tateyama and Shamilov were the bronze medalists. was Ardanov who took the silver. Abe took the gold. Right, we've got the medal contest in the under 73 kilo category coming up next. We're going to bring you the bronze medal match between Tommy Macias of Sweden. He faces Kitmatlok Turayev of Uzbekistan. It's Macias in the white judogi, Turayev in blue. Kitmatlok Turayev, who's been a little bit of a revelation today. He's fought really well. Been impressed with the Uzbek. Referee in the middle for this one is Yevgeny Rakin. Well, we're underway with the bronze medal contest between Macias and Turayev. Macias in the white judogi, Turayev in blue. There's no scorers yet, but we've just had the first 30 seconds or so. Turayev has looked really good all day. I've enjoyed watching him. He's got nice movement. He's got dangerous shape. As he gets his hands on, both hands on, always looks a danger. Macias has shown some nice newaza early on. I think he's going to get a chance to show that again here. One of two chances, one of two opportunities for Sweden to take medals here. This one, Macias, and we've got Mia Hermansson in the under 63 kilo category. Well, more tomorrow, but let's deal with the present. And single Shido against Turayev at the moment. Well, it's not quite like the Turayev of earlier today. Looks slightly clueless against Macias. Trying to G himself up there. Yeah, first attack. He does look a little bit off the boil at the moment, Turayev. Something needs to get him going so he can spark again, and he throws in that little Sode Tsuri Komigoshi on the right side. Almost comes up with a score. Macias has really got to put his foot to the floor here, because Turayev shouldn't be allowed to settle here. He's put him under some pressure. 2 or 3 strong attacks, just slow the Uzbek down. This is better, just throw one in now. Good man. Hand on top. He needs to take a little bit of time here, just to, again, give the contest a feel that he, Macias, is in control and working hard. He's been a little bit lazy at getting on top there. Should have moved quicker. And now Turayev has had a chance to get in a stronger position to defend, and the referee calls mate. Just missed a trick there, a little bit quicker in the movement. Minute and a half left to go. 2 penalties against Turayev, but he's beginning to sense the danger. He's looking to want to open up now. The combination would have been nice. Can't follow it up though. Slightly untidy finish from Turayev, and now Macias again with the opportunity to attack. Odd seconds left to go. Macias just asking to tidy himself up a bit as his gi unravels. Yoko Shitemi was her effort from Macias, puts him in a position to attempt another turnover. A little bit better. That's a quick look at the clock. Yeah. Still working on the arm. He can't turn Turayev from there, but it doesn't need to. Time runs out. It's good, well worked there. Turayev ending up with a slightly tougher opponent than he may have had earlier on, or just running out of steam at the end. Didn't quite have the same kind of oomph as he had in the earlier rounds, and it's Tommy Macias who comes up with a well-deserved bronze medal for Sweden. 2 penalties picked up by Turayev, but to be honest, Turayev never really threatened Macias there, and it was a good win for Tommy. Let's see if we can see some of the highlights from this one. Right, well, we've had a strong and steady diet of Japanese wins here today on the opening day at the Tyumen Grand Slam, but that's about to come to an end here because this gold medal contest is a straight head-to-head between the 2 Russians. Musa Magushkov in the white judogi faces Arbi Kamkoyev of Russia. Magushkov in the white judogi, Kamkoyev in blue. Magushkov is the far more experienced fighter Kamkoyev has got a long history with us. We first saw him way back in 2009 at the Cadet World Championships in Budapest, where he took the gold medal. Well, he's well and truly established as a man now, as opposed to a boy who was back in 2009, and there he is. And I had a nice chat with him earlier on. And he was sheepish and shy when I reminded him of the first time that we saw him as a fresh-faced boy in 2009. We'd actually seen him a little bit early. We saw him at the Cadet European Championships in Koper in Slovenia, where he took the European title there. He followed that up with a gold medal in Budapest as well. So he's got a nice background. And here he is against the very experienced Musa Magushkov. Got nice throwing skills, has Kamkoyev, but he's up against, I wouldn't say an old stager, but you know, Magushkov is Olympic material right now, as opposed to a work in progress. Magushkov could very easily have been going to Rio. Plans changed for the Russians. And it'll be Denis Yartsev to go. Magushkov went to London, so he's had his turn at the games. Unlikely to go another cycle now. Just too many of them coming up. Kamkoyev has picked up 2 penalties. Magushkov just the one. Almost came up with the hip technique there. Still in a good position. Kamkoyev just throwing in that Sutemi was there. It was a weak one. Just really to get out of that danger. There is the president of the European Judo Union, Sergei Soloveichik, just watching on. 3rd penalty picked up by Kamkoyev. That's a measure of the difficulty that he's facing against Magushkov. Just finding it difficult. It's really just grouping pressure from Magushkov that's causing Kamkoyev the difficulty. Nice movement, good body position from the more experienced fighter. A beautiful, beautiful Koishu. Couldn't quite see the ending of that, but it looked like, to all intents and purposes, an ippon to me. And now he has signal ippon, but it was absolutely beautiful. And I think Kamkoyev knows that that's one of Magushkov's favoured techniques, but he caught him beautifully. Well, no shame in going over to Musa Magushkov, one of the top fighters in the world. And he went down heavily there, did Kamkoyev. Signals to his adopted home crowd, who lives in Tyumen. He is originally from Ingushetia, living and training in Tyumen now. Let's have a look at the highlights. Right, we come now to the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 57 kilo category. Bronze medals go to Golomidova of Russia. She looks a little bit nonplussed, doesn't she, with that. And Ivana Rogic of Serbia. Natalia Golomidova and Ivana Rogic. The silver medal goes to Daria Mezhetskaya of Russia. And the gold medal goes to Yoshida Tsukasa of Japan. Now the national anthem of Japan. Golomidova and Rogic were the bronze medal winners. Mezhetskaya came up with the silver, and it was Yoshida who took gold. We come now to the bronze medal contest in the under 63 kilo category. Olya Kryukova of Russia faces Mia Hermansson of Sweden. It's Kryukova in the white judogi, Hermansson in blue. Referee in the middle is Wang Guoqiao of China. Well, there is Mia Hermansson. Came unstuck in the semi-final against Nouchi Aimi of Japan. I fancied Hermansson to win that one, actually. Got a couple of errors. Just left her short. Well, we'll see how she gets on in this bronze medal match. Perfect height, shape for this weight category. That's what we were missing in the previous contest. That was the first attack that she's thrown in, and it was a nice strong one as well. It really threatened Kryukova. That's going to be the danger for Kryukova when Hermansen really decides to throw everything at it. I suspect that the Russian is going to fly. Picks up a penalty for passivity there. Yeah, and that will be Wazari. Good score from Hermansen. I've only given a Yuko. It was worth a bit more. She sits on her backside at first, and there's the push down, but well, they've given a Yuko, but and now they have changed it to Wazari. I've got to get one of those badges. It was a good score, and now Hermansen leads by Wazari with 2:20 odd left to go. Mr. One was not in the most generous of moods today. Hermansen having to rely on the contest judges to help out the man in the middle there and give a higher value score. 2 minutes left to go, and Hermansen should feel, brave enough to really threaten with that big Haraigoshi or Uchimata, either one of the two. Tia Dongazashvili in the corner in the chair anyway, for Kryukova. Could finish it off here. Just got to get the support leg in the right position. Nice and brave. Kochi again. She likes to use that as the setup. And from time to time actually throw it in as Robert Eriksson is the man in the chair for Mia Hermansen. And then throws that in as a scoring technique once in a while. Kryukova just what she needs here, a little bit of a break to catch herself, because Hermansen looks as though she wants to finish this off now. Not going to settle just for the single score. She came out here to have not a run out, I think it's more than that, but she came out here to have some good competition. Well, now's the chance to finish it off, and finish it off big. Wait for Kryukova to come and counter you. There you go, that's the finish, that'll do. Wazari Awazetiepon. Good finish, nice and tight. Wrapped her opponent up well. Good strong attack. And it was a finish, really, that the Swede should be proud of. No pun intended. Inside the time as well, with a minute to spare. 2 good scores from Mia Hermansen. Does for Olya Kryukova. Well, she'll feel a little bit better now. She's got a Grand Slam bronze medal. A few days out, well, a couple of weeks out from Rio. She's been on the mat, 3 contests, 1 good one. 2 actually, because she was the number 1 seed here, so she had a bye in that first. So it was a loss to Nouchi, and she really should have done better in that, but she came back strong in the contest. With Kryukova, so okay, there was enough in there for her to feel reasonably happy. 2 good scores in a contest situation. and a little something to think about from the loss to Nouchi. I really think she could have done better against the Japanese, but hey, that's done and dusted now. She goes home with or she will go home with a medal, a bit of money, and some good preparatory work for Rio. We're just looking at Diana Gigaros of Russia. She won her contest against Helene Vezi-Deombu of Cameroon. That was the second of the bronze medal contests. We come now to the final of the under 63 kilo category. Naochi Aimi of Japan faces Daria Davidova of Russia. It's Naochi in the white judogi and Davidova in blue. Well, Naochi has just done enough to take the two contests that she's been involved in. She defeated Diana Gigaros of Russia in the quarterfinal, and in the semi-final she beat Mia Hermansen. Just doing enough. She wasn't, nothing spectacular, nothing fancy. But Davidova, well, has she got enough to threaten Nouchi? Is asking a lot from Russia's number 3 or 4 in this weight category. Katerina Valkova is the number 1 for Russia. She's going to the games, and I've already stuck my neck out and said that I rather think that Valkova is, along with Dolgova, one of the best chances for Russia to take a medal in the games. Well, that's their number 1. Davidova is behind her. I'm not quite sure if she's got what it takes to defeat Naochi Aimi of Japan. She could prove me wrong. I just haven't seen anything today or in the recent past that fills me with confidence here. Mind you, Nouchi hasn't been at her sparkling best, so maybe we'll get a good contest out of this. Or maybe it's the time that Nouchi will step up and show us something a little bit more spectacular than we've seen to date today. Well, that's one thing that she has had today, Nouchi. That's good news. She caught Mia Hermansen 3 times with the Ashibarai. Maybe Davidova will fall as well. I mean, she's going to get penalised here for an overly defensive posture. Pia Dongazashvili watching on from the sides, one of my favourite heavyweights. just picked up the Shiro. This slightly changes things here with a minute 40 odd left to go. It depends how clever and skillful Davidova is, and her tactics. I mean, has she got enough to keep Noguchi off? Well, it'll be a question of who put the arm over. I think Davidova put the arm over the back there, and if she did, then she's the one who's going to pick up the penalty. She gets away with that. Needs to stand up a little bit here. There's Davidova. She's just forcing Noguchi into that position. She didn't stand up in time. Davidova put herself at a disadvantage there, and the only way out for Noguchi was to turn into that big Haramaki Komi. They've given it as Wazari, so there's still time. A minute, but again, the situation of the contest has changed now, and it's Noguchi who's in the driving seat, having picked up only one penalty. She's a Wazari ahead. She coached here fairly easily. Ueno Masae, the Japanese coach, was up and out of her chair, but had to take a seat again. Finish this off either with another scoring technique from Noguchi, or time's going to run out. There's half a minute left to go. A little bit late for the on-rushing Davidova, I'm afraid. Could have done with a little bit more action early on from the Russian, but didn't materialize, and Noguchi Aimi of Japan it is, who wins out the under 63 kilo category. Right, stay with us. We've got two awarding ceremonies to bring you before we call it a day. Let's have a look at some of the highlights from this one first of all. We've got the awarding ceremony for the men in the under 73 kilo category coming up now. Bronze medals go to Tommy Marcias of Sweden, and to Alim Gadanov of Russia. Silver medal goes to Arbi Kamkoyev of Russia. And the gold medal goes to Musa Mugushkov, also of Russia. Now the national anthem of Russia. Nasias and Gadanov were the bronze medalists. Kamkoyev took the silver and Mugushkov the gold. Stay with us, we've got some more highlights for you before we bring you the final medal ceremony. That will be the women in the under 63 kilo category. Right, we're ready with the last of the awarding ceremonies, and it's the women in the under 63 kilo category. The bronze medals go to Mia Hermansson of Sweden and to Liana Gigarosh of Russia. Silver medal goes to Daria Davidova of Russia. And the gold medal goes to Naochi Aimi of Japan. national anthem of Japan. Hermansen and Gigaros were the bronze medal winners. Davidova took the silver, and it was the gold to Nouchi. Well, that brings to a close the action for today. Just before we go, I'm going to give you a rundown of the medal winners from today in the under 48 kilo category. Well, it was really carnage, to be honest, if truth be told. There were 7 weight categories and 6 of the gold medals went to Japan. We just managed to sneak in 1 gold medal win for Russia, but in the under 48 kilo category it was Tanaka Funa. Oshima Yuma in the under 60 kilo category, Shishimi Ai in the under 52 kilo category, Abe Hihumi in the under 66 kilo category, Yoshida Tsukasa in the under 57 kilo category. Musa Magushkov of Russia was the sole gold medal winner outside of the Japanese. And the last of weight categories we saw there, Nouchi Aimi of Japan. We're going to be back tomorrow at 12 o'clock our time. We look forward to your company then on day 2 of the Tyumen Grand Slam. But from everyone in the broadcast studio here in 2 minutes, bye-bye for now.